Lesson 12 is about place value through trillions and multi-step problems. And let's start off with place value. Now, place value is just a way of saying which position the different numbers in a number are. So let's say we had something like this number. Let's say we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0, 0, 0. If we had this number, if I asked you where the 4 is, the 4 that's right here, you'd say the 4 is in the 100 millions position. Now, this place value chart goes to 100 billions. What is after billions? Do you remember? Hopefully you said trillions. And trillions, T-R-I-L-L-I-O-N-S, would then have 10 trillions and 100 trillions after that. After that, you could call it quadrillions. Gets a little bit unofficial at that point though. Now we come back to this. If I asked you the 7, which place value does that hold? You would say the 100,000s. That would be right here. And we can use a place value chart like this to help us with any place value problem. Let's look at a few of those now. Let's look at this. In the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, well, which digit is in the 10 millions place? This is the problem that we just had. So if we look in the 10 millions place, 10 millions, let's remember that, 10 millions, we're going to go back. The 10 millions place, well, the 10 millions place, that is right here. We've got our 5. The 5 is in the 10 millions place. So we can go ahead and we can say the 5 is in the 10 millions place. Now, we didn't need to do that. If you know this number is 123,456,789,000, you could identify straight away that the 5 is going to be that value in the 10 millions place. You could write it out like we did earlier, or check back on the chart we did before because we had the same number. Alright, let's use words to write the number, and then this number, it doesn't have any commas, and that's the tricky part about it. So let's go ahead and insert those commas. Let's say we have 1 comma here, because we always start from the decimal point and go 3 over, and then 3 over. So we have 1,024,305. Now if a problem asks you to, I'm going to make the font a little bit bigger, use words to write this number, we have to use words. So 1,024,000 305. Thousand. Let's erase that and let's make sure we spell everything correctly. 1,305. And we're all done. That's all we have to do in order to answer this question. Now the next one, use digits to write the number 1,250,000,000,000. So, if we want to do that, remember the trillions are after the billions. So we've got 1 trillion, it's going to be right here, 1 trillion, 250 billion. So 100 billions, that's a 2, 250, that's a 5 in the 10 billions. And we've got 0 billions right here because it's 250 billion. And then we have to fill in zeros all the way across because we know we need zeros all the way until we get to that decimal point. We need it filled all the way through the ones place. So we've got our answer now. We could separate these with commas. That's optional, but it can make it easier to read and to see. And we've got our answer. Okay? I'm going to leave this as my answer right now. You don't need to recopy the place value chart, but this is very nice to have in case you want to be able to see exactly which place value you have in a complex number. The second part of this lesson was dealing with questions like, what is the difference between the product of 6 and 4 and the sum of 6 and 4? So we've got a multi-step question. First thing we need, what is the difference between the product of 6 and 4? So the product of 6 and 4. 6 and 4 must be factors. We must be multiplying. Now, if I say 6 parentheses 4, that means 6 times 4. And 6 times 4 is 24. And the sum of 6 and 4 The sum of 6 and 4, well, the sum of 6 and 4, sum means add, so we've got 6 plus 4 equals 10. And the original question said, what is the difference between the product of 6 and 4 and the sum of 6 and 4? So what is the difference? Difference means subtraction, so we're going to have to say 24 minus 10, and 24 minus 10 is going to have to be equal to 14. And we're all done with that question. Our lesson practice will cover more place value and multi-step problems. We're going to look at page 60 for that during our next class. Make sure you've got your notes completed, and I'll see you soon. Have a good afternoon.